Good morning. I'm so glad to see you here. Happy Lunar New Year. Welcome to worship here at the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock. I'm David Carl Olson. I serve here with Reverend Israel Bufardi and this year's student minister, Madison Colquette, all of us in the care of our lead minister, the Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore, who is just now completing the first month of her sabbatical after many years of faithful leadership. Whether you're a visitor, a newcomer, a longtime member of this congregation, you are welcome here. Whether you're wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. In this community of justice seekers, meaning makers, community builders, spiritual explorers. We value diversity and embrace the wisdom found in all faith traditions from around the world. We use science, reason, and an open heart to explore life's mysteries. To learn more about this congregation and Unitarian Universalism, please visit our welcome desk in the lobby or go to our website, UUCSR.org. As people consider the worth of their own lives and of creating a space proclaiming worthship, we gather. We notice who is in the room. We pay attention to who is not. We pay attention to who might need a call in our experience or an invitation to a cup of coffee. The Hebrew Bible asks us to pay special attention to the widow, the orphan, the immigrant. We may pursue solidarity, equity, and justice, and in this place we hope to learn to lean on one another and listen to each other's stories. In our congregational polity, the leadership of this congregation is shared by the ministers and the members, and it is my delight to invite to the podium Claudia Barbet of our Board of Trustees. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Claudia Barbet. The Board of Trustees invites you all into the fuller life of the congregation, including a conversation this afternoon regarding the Christmas Eve service right here in the worship room at 1 p.m. The land management team today will be presenting a learning session on the conservation easement in the social hall at 1 p.m. For those who are conversation partners with immigrants, the program is at 12:30 in the bride's room, as a reminder. There's dramatic readings in the art gallery at noon today. This Friday, before the women's group karaoke night, please come to a meditative walk of the labyrinth by candlelight in the social hall, beginning at 6:30. So you guys are all invited to join us there. And at Shelter Rock, we aspire to be a loving religious community where you can grow spiritually and build a more just and joyful world. You are welcome to join us on this journey. Thank you.
Now, I did ask you to bring a noisemaker today, and if you did, we're going to make a little noise just to drive the evil spirits away. How's that? Can we do that? Or maybe to invite the good spirits in as well. But here we go. You guys are a hoot. Before I light our chalice, I want to call your attention to this stole that I'm about to wear. I hope you notice that it is red and gold. You might also notice that it bears a Christian symbol, this cross. This stole was given to me by my father about 25 years ago. I will wear it on Tuesday and Wednesday during the funeral services for my great-nephew Liam. Knowing that it's not easy for all of us to see Christian symbols in this worship room, and asking your forgiveness and grace where needed, with your permission, I will wear this today. Is that okay? Thanks. We are attentive to the fact that the last time we had a dragon come through the sanctuary, we had a little problem. So we're going to light the chalice by turning on the battery, or I guess turning on the light. I guess the battery's already on. We light this chalice on the brink of a new year, letting go of what has been, open and hopeful for what yet may come, renewed, restored, ready to live life fully anew. May we move forward with intention. Blessed be. Will you rise in body and spirit and join me in our opening hymn, Gather the Spirit, and pay special attention when we're drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Please stay standing if you will, and let's say together our words of affirmation. And now, by the way, some of you looked very sad singing that last song. So let's pretend that we love being here with each other and that we love feeling called to a work in the world. So a little animation, a little breath. Here we go. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human being. This we affirm and covenant with each other.
Every
Thank you. Big breath. And from the lowest low to the highest high, we're all together. Please be seated.
And now it's my turn. Good morning. Our reading is A Secret Lotus Garden by Lee Mo. A scent guides me. I enter by crawling under the brambles. A dark green world opens before me. Giant green pods float upon a pond. Cradles holding dews and frogs. A willow tree drops its leafy hair over the water. White buds of lotus dance high above the murky green. Croaks of frogs, drones of insects. A stillness holds everything. A deep green world made brilliant by a sudden flash of white light. My tongue sweetened by scent of lotus. I put my palms together and to praise. It's a wonder that a lotus rises out of mud, yet does not give out its stench. In a secret garden of lotus, a wild mind is opening, rising out of the dark, murky green. Each Sunday, we share an opportunity toward living our Unitarian Universalist values in the world by acts of generosity. This month, our offerings provide support for the Liddick House Community Center in Port Washington. Liddick House Community Center is committed to engaging adults, youth, and seniors in a community network that strives to keep families strong, empowered, and connected through opportunities for leadership, self-sufficiency, asset building, and social activities. You are invited to give using the QR code on your order of service, by going to the donation page on the UUCSR website, or by dropping cash or check into the donation box in the main lobby. Please be generous and give as you are able.
Cynthia, we would love to have you come on up and share a word.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cynthia Lee. I'm a proud member of UUCSR. Happy Lunar New Year to all who celebrate. I'm happy to be here with my UUCSR family. As we gather today, I want to share a bit about the Asian New Year, specifically the Year of the Snake, and how it is celebrated in my family and culture. The Lunar New Year, or referred to as Spring Festival, is a 15-day celebration and a time of joy, renewal, and reflection. It marks the first day of the lunar calendar, and each year is represented by one of 12 zodiac animals, with 2025 welcoming in the Year of the Snake. In Chinese culture, the snake symbolizes wisdom, intuition, and grace, but also a year of transformation and new beginnings. People born in the Year of the Snake are clever, mysterious, and perceptive. This year brings opportunity for personal growth and change. In my family, the Lunar New Year is a time for togetherness and honoring our ancestors. We clean the house to sweep away the bad luck and start fresh. The celebration often includes big family feast where traditional foods such as dumplings, rice cakes, and fish are served, each with a symbolic meaning. Prosperity, happiness, and abundance. Eating noodles on this holiday, as well as on your birthday, represents longevity and good health. Oranges represent good luck, prosperity, and happiness. We also gather in the new year to exchange red envelopes, or hong bao in Mandarin, which is filled with money. It is given to children and unmarried family members. This is a gesture of good wishes, blessings, and prosperity. Firecrackers are used to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck to the new year. Wearing new clothing, especially the color red, brings good luck. However, there are also taboos during the Lunar New Year. For example, it's important not to clean the house on the first day, as it is believed that this would sweep away the good luck of the year. So it is believed to avoid using knives, scissors, and sharp objects during this time. It's also considered bad luck to use negative words such as death or sickness, as this can invite misfortune. The Lunar New Year is a time to celebrate both tradition and renewal. May we all experience blessings of peace, love, and prosperity in the coming year. Gong Xi Fa Chai means Happy New Year in Mandarin. Thank you. And just a side note, UUCSR has been a very supportive community and paradise to me.
Just for one more round of good luck, let's make a little noise. Thank you so much, Cynthia. By the way, in honor of the new year, we will be serving dumplings and longevity noodles and oranges, I think. Anyway, they'll be in the on a side table in the lunchroom in our social hall. Oh, and yes, I hope that you were given some envelopes at the door. Yes, you may keep one for yourself, but the grace of these comes when you give them away. And generally, it's the person who is on the upside, therefore knows that they've received good luck, that gives them to the one on the lower side that needs the good luck. So adults give them to children, teachers give them to students, bosses give them to employees, etc. People who are on the up, which is most of us, give them to people who are on the down. Also, there may be a couple of lions visiting us today, and they might want to have a little feeding too. So these are there for you. If you didn't get any, I'm sure there's someone who would love to help you have them. I think I see Sandra passing them out. Join me in a spirit of meditation and commitment. My dear Shelter Rock community, with deep respect for the Yoruba cosmology of Western Africa, I ask us to tend this moment to 3 generations present in this sacred room. Let us perceive the generation of the dead, those who have sat around our table, have added their spirit to this place, this community. May we hear what the dead demand of us, that we honor their legacy, that we honor our ancestors, that we are mindful of their contributions by which we are privileged, and thus we live our lives to hold their vision, not without criticism, but with a generous love. Let us hear the generation of the unborn, those not yet among us, and yet whose place we are creating by our labor. May we allow the unborn to demand of us, to challenge us to create the world which will welcome them, which will invite them to lives of freedom and creativity, which will even guarantee them a Unitarian Universalism where they may live their own full lives, where they may know an eternal and all-conquering love. Let us know the generation of my siblings, our generation, a kindred of many genders. We demand of each other that we may be about the transformation of this world, that we may use our extensive capacity to reveal and promote the good, the beautiful, and the true. And even in this little world of the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock, may we be about building the culture of universalism which will meet the challenges of this day, the challenges of redeeming love. 3 generations, all present in this room, in this moment, the dead, the unborn, the living, all present for the harmonious processes of life, all present for balance and integration, all bound in honor and in love. Amen. Storyteller Lee Mo once wrote, "English was like sawdust in my mouth." You can have a reaction to that. Mo had been born in Shanghai during the Civil War that led to the establishment of the People's Republic of China. When she was, I think, 5 years old, her father was executed, falsely accused of being an anti-communist. And her mother fled with her to Hong Kong. Later, they would emigrate to Madrid, where she learned Spanish and loved the precision of its pronunciation, its grammatical structure, and its special musical quality. But then they moved to New York. What about English? The words choked me. Its grammar and pronunciation were so difficult, its idioms impossible for a newcomer to master. I've always carried a small pocket English-Chinese dictionary, she wrote. In a few years, I wore through a half a dozen of them. But there were so many words that I couldn't find in my little book, like wise guy, loony bin, pardon me, fucked up, groovy. English had one purpose then. People spat it at me. Go back to where you come from. The storyteller tells her story, and I'm reminded of the quotation Dr. Fenimore left us with. I believe that we need all our stories, with their complexity and diversity, included together in order to make the foundation needed to build the beloved community. Just the foundation. The beloved community, as foreseen by philosopher Josiah Royce, will be a universal community where all people will belong. It will emerge from the shared dedication of people to truth and a shared interpretation of their common life. And it will be capable of achieving both the common good and the highest good. Dr. King found this vision compelling and spoke of the interrelatedness of all things, of solidarity within the human family, and the moral status for individual and society toward which our communal relations must move. This storytelling we must do. All our stories, with their complexity and diversity included together, even when it is difficult. This storytelling is only the beginning of laying the foundation for the moral work of beloved community. Canadian advocate for people with intellectual disabilities and disability rights educator Diane Rickler asks us not to imagine that the work is easy. Inclusion, she says, is not a strategy to help people fit in to systems and structures which exist in our societies. It is about transforming those systems and structures to make it better for everybody. The inclusion of all of our stories, the moral work of transforming our systems, our customs, our cultures. When we began talking about celebrating the Lunar New Year, from the new moon on January 29th to the full moon, the snow moon, on February 12th, we imagined that many holidays might be included in such a celebration. Our Exploring Earth-Based Traditions group spoke about the time when the ewes would begin to produce milk for newborn lambs, Imbolc. We spoke of the later traditions of Candlemas and Groundhog Day. I don't know how Chuck of Staten Island is doing today. We'll have to hear. Today's celebration of the Lunar New Year has a kind of pan-Chinese kind of presentation. You already heard about the good luck we hope to invoke for the new year, the prosperity and happiness that we hope we can wish each other and give to one another. This year, in the Chinese calendar, it is the year when the cosmic element of wood is presented as well as the zodiacal animal of the snake. So you heard that people born under the sign of the wood snake might be creative, intelligent, and wise. You may not have seen the footnote that warns they may be secretive. They may be having trouble sharing their emotions. They may be perfectionistic and both hypercritical and self-critical. Much to consider. But there's a feature in the snake that has informed much wisdom literature. Carolyn McDade wrote a chant, a chant that was published on her album, Sorrow and Healing. In the places that reek of impossibility, the serpent of life coils. She crawls upon the swollen stone, crawls upon the swollen stone, crawls upon the swollen stone, and loosens her only garment. The snake can shed its skin. The snake can cast off that which is no longer fitting. The snake can reveal what is underneath. And it's a symbol for us of the transformation that Rickler talks about. Transforming to make it better for everyone. Now, I don't know what personality systems you have known in your life. As a kid, I read the Aquarius horoscopes and was as disappointed as encouraged by what they said. As a psychology student, I took the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory, and no, I'm not going to tell you what it said. You probably have already figured it out. When I began working with a Jungian psychotherapist to learn how to deal with my person in the midst of a complicated human system like a congregation, I took the Myers-Briggs type indicator and used it to process my first midlife crisis. And in preparation to become your minister, I took and began to study more fully the Enneagram. Sandra Smith recently published a new volume, The Enneagram Map to Your Deeper Self, Living Beyond Your Type. The Enneagram as an instrument divides the human family into 9 types and explain how the types are related to one another, especially as people live into their healthiest and happiest selves, and again, as people feel stress. What Smith insists is that the types of the Enneagram should not be seen as something that limits and overdefines an individual, but that people can live beyond the ways their types explain human experience. The type 7 can learn from the type 2 and behave like the type 5, etc., knowing their gifts, attentive to their challenges, we all can shed our skins and live in richer ways. I wonder, does a congregation have a personality type? Does Shelter Rock have a personality type? Is there something that we tell ourselves about ourselves that constrains us? Is there something that ties us in, not to the fullest truth? I asked permission earlier this day to wear this stole. That's because we sometimes live into a personality type that says that we are not really religious, that our humanism is a secular humanism, and that we simply don't practice things that are religious. Now, that's patently untrue, I will say. But for us to shed our skin and to be and embrace being pluralistically religious, even this group of humanists, of which I am a part, has space to allow for some diversity which is sometimes uncomfortable, for us to imagine our way forward, to allow the inclusion of more and more expressions of humanity. This is how we will befriend the transgender, non-binary, gender non-conforming people who are currently imperiled by the actions of our government and by non-governmental forces. This joyful work of inclusion is how we befriend and defend the immigrants around us who might be swept up in an ICE raid, a raid by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, with or without the participation of local and state police. We are in a time where we as a congregation might need to shed our skin of only dealing with these issues through third parties, even through VEACH program funding. And to do so requires that we are in a storytelling mode, maybe better, a story listening mode. With those communities with whom we hope to be about the transformation of us all. Together, we may live beyond our type. Together, we may shed our old skins. Lee Mo concludes her poem, What Fei Yen Carries Across the Pacific, with these words. The last thing she packs, a green silk sash, the one that was washed in the river of her childhood, so that she will be able to tie her soul to the source when she dies. May we, by shedding old skin, by living beyond type, tie our life to the source, so that we and many who follow us might together in an inclusive, diverse, and growing community that we might live. May it be, blessed be, Ashe, Ashe, peace, salam, shalom. I love you. Amen. Join me in singing hymn number 1053, How Could Anyone? And we may have visitors very soon.
Anyone
Now you may go and have a seat. Okay, let's take 3 bows. Ready? And 1,